Hello everyone, Diva LaVida here. Welcome back to Scantily Clad in the Kitchen. We return to my kitchen today to make one of my favorite side dishes from one of my favorite cookbooks. OMG! The Veganomicon! You have to say it that way. The Veganomicon! It's a great cookbook. If you don't already own it, it's absolutely essential. It's fabulous. But we're going to make the Cornbread Variation from the Veganomicon. Yeah. Now, you will notice when you turn to page 223, you're going to have your standard recipe over here. Your standard recipe's over here. But when you turn the page, look out. You have the variation for the jalapeno onion and the double corn. And we're going to do both of those together in one incredible cornbread. So, yeah. Get ready. Let's do this. Veganomicon! Okie dokie. First things first, we're going to set our oven. Whoops. We're going to set our oven to 350 degrees. Boop. And now we need to gently oil our pan. So I'm just taking a bit of canola oil here, and we're just going to drizzle it. Boop. Oh, is that too much? Not enough? I don't know. And then you just kind of move it around. Holding it. Get it. You want. Mostly I'm really concerned about getting it into the corners, because that's where you're gonna find yourself having issues later if you don't. I'm gonna keep working on that. Drizzling the oil, getting it all around. And this, you know, as with most cooking, just do your best. That's all you can do. If your pan is in better shape than mine, this becomes less of an issue. Cool. Just make sure it's, do the best you can. That's all you can do. Great. Set it aside. Okay, so since we are doing the double corn variation, now we have to prep our corn. So, we've got our pan. We've got it on a high heat. I'm going to take a little more of this canola oil. Boop. Put that in there. And the recipe calls for a cup of fresh or frozen corn. I'm going with frozen corn. I like a lot of corn in my cornbread, so I'm just using up the rest of this bag. 'Cause I can. What happened to my good stuff? I'm prepared. It's okay. I found it. So you just want to sort of toss this corn here in the oil. Just keep moving it around. Basically, you just want it to not be frozen. I've never done this recipe with fresh corn. I have no idea what that entails. I've only ever used frozen, and it's worked out pretty good in the past. So just move it about. You don't want it to stick or anything. You're just warming it through. You want to get all that moisture off of that corn. So we don't need that extra water in our bread, right? I hope you can hear all that like that hissing noise, all that water coming out of there. As it goes from no longer being frozen to instead being cooked. I imagine if you had access to fresh corn, this could be pretty darn delicious too. But I don't. So I'm using the frozen stuff. And you know what? It's gonna be delicious. The recipe says to do this for 7 minutes. That seems excessive to me. But the recipe exists for a reason. Probably fairly accurate. I'm not gonna make you watch me stir this for 7 minutes. I'll come back. Okay, it hasn't been 7 minutes yet, but I wanted to try one of these niblets. Oh yeah, those are still very cold. A few more minutes. Oh, I turned down the heat. I turned down the heat a little bit. I just want them to toast and brown up, you know what I mean? Alright, like 4 more minutes to go. Okie dokie, it's been about 7 minutes. We're just getting it out of the pan and into a different vessel. Wow, now I'm losing corn. It's okay. Oh, corn is everywhere! Corn is everywhere! Clean kitchen is the sign of a misspent life. So there you can see it. There's all of our corn. It's a little bit toasted. It's just slightly changed color from when it originally went in the pan. That's just gonna sit. All right, now you gotta get out ye old cutting board. So we're gonna cut up a whole yellow onion and 3 full jalapenos. Oh, it's gonna be delicious. Oh man, so many people have taught me how to slice an onion properly on this show, and I don't think I'm doing any of those techniques right now. The chop on this onion can be pretty, to your liking, I suppose, but I want a pretty small bite-sized pieces for this particular side dish. So don't leave it too chunky. But of course, here at the end, I get kind of lazy. I'm just like, whatever. Slice it, dice it, do whatever you gotta do. And now it's time for the jalapenos. Now it's up to you if you want to leave these seeds in or not. I'm a little, you know what, I guess we should take them out. I know I want this kind of stuff out. But I like the seeds. They add the spice. I just want as much of that out as I can. Not unlike with a bell pepper or something. And this would just, again, a bit of a chunky chop. And those can just go right in the same bowl with the onions. But I am keeping some of the seeds in there because I like it spicy. I think that sometimes my enjoyment of spicy food is part of what helps me keep my youthful good looks. It's fine. In the bowl. I'm gonna try to collect some of these seeds, get those in there too, because that's the flavor. And now, very importantly, go wash your hands. And for goodness sakes, don't touch your face. So I'm gonna go ahead and high heat again. I'm gonna throw in all of our onions and jalapenos. And all of this we're gonna saute. Oop, sorry about that noise. All of this we're just gonna saute for like 5 minutes, which is really gonna help those onions get nice and translucent. It's gonna help those jalapenos get nice and juicy. I'm gonna bump the heat down to maybe like a medium. I'm gonna put a smidge more oil in there because I feel like it's a bit dry. A little too dry for my taste. A little something to swim in. Not too much though, because there's still a little oil in there left over from the corn. Now, the recipe doesn't specify whether you should do one or the other first. My personal theory is that if I had done the onions and jalapenos first, then some of that jalapeno-ness would have still been in the pan and would have transferred to the corn, which I didn't really want. I want the corn to taste like corn, but I don't have any problem with that delicate corn flavor possibly transferring into the onion and jalapeno. Because onion and jalapeno is pretty strong stuff, and it's about to go into a cornbread that is all entirely going to taste like corn. So that didn't bother me. Alright, this has been going for a little bit. I'm just going to add a teensy bit of salt, flavor that up. This is basically good to go, I think. Just want to stir that about to get that flavor in there. And I'm going to put this in its own bowl as well and get it off the heat. I like to do the corn first so that the onion and jalapeno doesn't accidentally make the corn super savory and spicy. But since I'm doing this in the exact same pan, I don't feel like the corn that we fried first is gonna be able to overpower the onion and the jalapeno. So that's all. Alright, but we're done with this pan now. Alright, now we get to start on actual cornbread time. So first we need 2 cups of milk. I'm using soy milk because that's what the recipe calls for. I assume in a pinch you could use, I don't know, an almond milk if you prefer. So you have your 2 cups of milk, and you're just going to add 2 teaspoons of apple cider vinegar. Sorry, I don't have a shot of that. Technical difficulties. Woo! We're starting to work now on the dry ingredients. So this is my 2nd cup of cornmeal. Boop, boop, boop. And this just goes into the, what is this called? I don't know. This thingy. I just need 1 cup of flour to level it off, and that goes right into the sifter. 1/4 cup of sugar. I actually ran out of sugar, but you know, such is life. And make some space because we still got more to do. I need a bigger sifter. Next is 2 teaspoons of baking powder. I've already put 1 in. Here goes the 2nd one. And we'll sift a little more. Almost there. And now I have a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Now I'm gonna sift all of it. All the way. Man, do I need a bigger bowl too? Goodness. Right, now I'm just creating a little well in all of those dry ingredients that has been sifted together. The recipe says use a wooden spoon. I'm using a plastic spoon because that's what I have. And into that well goes our soy milk and apple cider vinegar. And also a 1/3 cup of oil, and let's mix it all together. Now I'm just mixing this lightly, partially because this bowl is in fact too small, but also I don't want a ton of air in there, right? You don't want to like really hit it in the face. You just want it all combined. And now we're going to take that corn from earlier and fold that into this batter directly. Oh, there we go, there we go. Get in there, corn, get in there. And just mix that very lightly, very gently into our batter. You just want everything combined. You don't want any clumpy bits. You just want everything combined. And we've got our well-greased pan here ready to go, and we're just gonna pour this all in there. Look at that. I better get my spatula. No flavor left behind, I always say. With that spatula, I want all that corn goodness into that pan. And now, I hope your jalapenos are close by, because we're just gonna drizzle this across the top here of this delicious, delicious bread. Now, if you have better aim than I do, hopefully you're able to make that nice and even all the way across, and if not, well, I've got my handy spatula here, and just move it about, and try to make it nice and even so that every little bit's gonna have a little bit of oniony, jalapeno-y goodness. But I'm not trying to work it into the batter, I still want it sitting on top of the batter as much as possible. Yeah, I think that's nice. So that's gonna go into the oven for, what is it, 30 minutes? I think it's 30 minutes. 30 minutes into the oven, here we go. Watch out for your legs and your hands, be very careful. 30 minutes, set a timer. Ah! Okie dokie, 30 minutes are up. So let's see how our cornbread is. Ooh, it looks so nice. Again, be careful with your legs and your arms and your hands and everything. Ooh, it looks so good. Oh man, it smells great too. Let us do a quick check with this here toothpick. Let's see, put it right in the center-ish. Ooh, came out nice and clean. Check that out. That means it's ready. Okay. We're gonna let this cool for a little bit and then we're gonna try it. Yay! It's been about 5 minutes and I cannot resist
really want to try some of this and see how it looks. So I just want to get myself a corner piece here. Whoop, whoop. Oh yeah, look at that. Can you guys see that? Oh, there's still steam coming off of it. It's all crumbly and lovely, and you can see all those the frozen corn that was in there. Oh man, this is gonna be so good.
Trying to cool it off a little bit more. I don't want to burn my mouth. But oh, it smells so delicious. It smells a little bit sweet, but mostly savory because we have all those onions and jalapenos. I'm gonna just try this little onion bit. I love a sauteed onion already, and that's like salty and fabulous. Let's try the actual cornbread. It came out good. It's very light. It's very fluffy. I love those little corn kernels in there that just like pop when you eat them. I've got this nice crunchy, crispy edge, but all of this is super fluffy and lovely. It's delicious. I just want to put like a little bit of butter on it, and then we're just right. Yeah, friends, I'm gonna gorge myself on delicious cornbread. This is my go-to Thanksgiving potluck side dish. And it's vegan, so it's great for the vegans who don't always have a lot to eat on Thanksgiving. So this is really good stuff. Well, I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoyed it. Everybody take care of yourselves out there. Do whatever you gotta do. Live your best life, everybody. I just ate jalapeno. It's a little bit spicy, but not too much. Man, I love baking. It's the best. Take care of yourselves, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.